really want to focus this tutorial on the glaze because there are so many funky things that you do with glaze, and I think a lot of people are a little timid because it's considered a very fast drying. You don't feel like you've got any real surface time to work with as it's drying, so it's not going to be easy to manipulate what you want, when in fact, yes it is, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now it's time for glazing. So this is water-based glaze, that's what you want, but this is clear glaze, and this is clear glaze. They're both water-based, and it's actually, this one says for faux finishing painting, which is what we're doing. But if you put clear glaze down first, then, and in sections. So we're gonna do kind of the same process like we did with the wash. We're gonna do sections of this. So we'll start with a section, glaze it, and then we're gonna put whatever color glaze we're gonna go with. You're gonna have a little bit more working time. Most of all, it's the control you're gonna have. You're kind of diluting the glaze that's already diluted. Does that make sense? So glaze it's like a stain, but it's very, very diluted, and it does dry quickly when applied directly itself. So if I take this glaze, apply it directly to the piece on dry chalk paint, it's going to dry really, really quickly. So if I add some clear, it actually dilutes this a little bit and allows some more working time, which is super helpful. Plus, if I put it on there and I don't like it, because I added more of this, or I put this down first, excuse me, because I put this down first, I can just wipe it off. And it didn't even look like it was put on. Another sweet product, Glaze extender. So increases dry time for water-based finishes. You can always add just a little bit. This is a small bottle, but you don't need very much, so this will last you a long, long time. So I'm going to pour out 2 different color glazes. We're going to use the General Finish glaze, water-based, Van Dyke brown. We're going to definitely use this. So this is going to be our dark version. Clear, we're going to put that on first. And then we're also going to use some burnt amber glaze as well, and the extender I showed you. Van Dyke brown and burnt amber in General Finishes, and then I just put some extender in the middle so I have some more working time. Actually, you know what, let's do a drawer because this has gotten some really nice detail to it. Let's see what that looks like first, see if we like it. So I'm going to clear glaze this first, and then I'm going to put a little bit of a mixture of both, which is, we got a deep rich brown and one with like a reddish brown. So I'm not sure if we're going to use both or what. I'm just kind of going with it, seeing how I like it. I have some artist brush, so you can get right into the little cracks and nooks and stuff. I even have some really fine point ones. These ones. Again, your craft stores can get these. I'm going to have links for all this stuff. I also have my flat palm chippy brush, and then I just have like a flat edged, see how it's got the edge, so again I can get right into corners around here as we go. And lots of paper towel. So again, the clear glaze is going to act like a base, okay, just so you know it's protected. More doesn't mean better. You just want to be thorough, that's all. Kind of just acts as a stain almost. Love it. And the more I keep wiping, as you can see, I'm just doing this as an example for you guys, it's actually taking everything off. So again, the key, clear glaze. Always apply just clear glaze first. You have a lot more working time, and glaze is awesome. You're gonna love it, and the sky's the limit, so you don't have any restrictions. Definitely going to do a few things, but this is a good start, just as a first introductory here on how this is going to work. But it has such a beautiful and authentic aged look with the glaze. Not that dark wax doesn't, but I find that sometimes when dark wax gets in there, even if you've cleared wax before, it is really difficult to get it out, whereas glaze I find is on, off. Love that. So to me, it's just a little bit easier to manipulate, and I find that the faux finish that you're trying to achieve is a little bit more organic. All of this corner. Should have enough working time with everything. The extender will give you lots of working time, so even if you wanted to go and have some lunch and come back, it's still ready to go. You don't have to have the extender if you're confident enough or you're experienced enough with paints and some of the finishes and stuff. Just the clear glaze should give you enough working time. So I'm gonna make some glaze. I'm gonna use Annie Sloan Chalk paint in Olive. Absolutely love this. I know it's kind of mucky on its own, but you add cream to this, not white, cream. It is like the most beautiful antique green out there. I love it. It goes well with that Chateau Gray, which is really nice. All I'm gonna do is add the recipe of which I saw of 4 parts clear glaze, 1 part paint color. So here we go. So again, just gonna clear glaze here. Love it. It's got like this light antique-y green, but it's very, very subdued. Love it. And again, if you don't like the color glaze that you made, not to worry. Clear glaze just wipes it right off. So no residuals. It doesn't sit in the little nooks and crannies in your textured paint you started with your base coat, nothing. So this is where it is really cool to work with glaze. Something else that you can do is shadow in your, I'm going to show you how to shadow a little bit. Just take a paper towel and just with your finger just blot so you get this smooth transition. In the crevices, but you can actually get a lot of texture from glaze. So you can kind of see the subtlety going on here. It's looking good. I didn't put any extender in the mix with the Annie Sloan paint and the clear glaze, and I still have lots of working time. So again, it just really depends how fast you're working, but it does give you a really nice playtime. So I'm just trying to crosshatch a little bit with this brush with the beige glaze I did. I don't want to see any straight lines, I just kind of want to make it look worn. So when this does fully dry, it'll have a very nice, natural hue to it. It won't have these straight paint lines across it because we want to make this look like it's really old. So I'm going to use dark down here. Just so you know, I did the glaze up to here, and then this is new glaze. Just don't worry about running over each other. It's not going to create a darker or lighter haze. You still have full control over the glaze, so no worries. Always remember, just when in doubt, just clear glaze it. Clear glaze is like clear wax. So I keep using the same rag because the glaze is dry on here, so I'm not smearing more glaze, so you can pretty much use the same rag. And just grabbing with your finger, you can create a nice hue, as well as texture. It's very, very organic looking. So we changed from olive to blue, and we used Babusan blue, and I did that as kind of that, kind of has a watercolor effect. It's really cool. So remember, clear glaze first, then we use the tinted glaze, we use Umber, and we use Dyke, both by General Finishes. And yeah, just keep putting it exactly where you want to see it on your piece. Take away, add, until you get that balance, until you get those tones that you want, and you've got a beautiful vintage effect. We're going to finish that, then we're going to clear wax. Time to clear wax. It's going to bring out a little bit more of the color depth, which is great. That's pretty normal. It should do that. Because chalk paint is chalky, it dries very chalky. So adding, think of it like a moisturizer to the paint is going to enhance the color a little bit. So always remember that when you're picking your tone colors, that there's going to be, you know, think of it, it's going to scale it up a few tones and richness. I'm going to seal it with clear wax, add a little tiny bit of dark wax. Okay, let's do this. So, lint-free cloth, buff it. You can use shop towels too. Anything that's just not heavily linted, because it's all going to stick in the wax, which is a little frustrating. I've been there. I sometimes learn the hard way. If you have a big chunk, just space it out. So there will be a complete product list at the end of the tutorial. So everything that I used, if you need it as a reference to things that you may already have, or if you are looking for anything, all the links, it'll take you into Amazon to purchase anything if you decide you want to use anything for your own projects and any of the techniques I showed you in this tutorial. So you can click that. Again, it'll be at the end of the tutorial. Take a peek. Oh, if you like this tutorial and you want to know more about glazes, I do really appreciate your comments, because that tells me what you're liking and what you're not liking. So if there's no comments, it's telling me, not my thing. If you're saying thumbs up, or yes, more tutorials on glaze, or more tutorials on ombre, or more tutorials on waxing, anything, let me know. The more you guys tell me, the more I can filter those into the tutorials to get you the information and technique and tutorial that's going to best suit you for your projects. Thanks.